Hello my dear students. Today we are going to go for next theory question, but before going to the next theory question we will need some prerequisites. That is, we will need the definition of translation map. So over here I have taken the definition of translation map. So if V is an inner product space, then for fixed x naught belonging to V, the map L of x naught from V to V defined by L of x naught of x is equal to x plus x naught for all x belonging to V is called as a translation map. So it is simple. This map you have already studied before. The geometrically vichar kela, then translation map is nothing but what? Suppose let us say map is from R to R defined as some t of x is equal to, let us say, x plus 5. So what is the meaning of this? Now what it is doing actually, it is translating some function into some other function, in the sense what, the original function is t of x is equal to x, it is from R to R only. Now what this translation map is doing, instead of calling it as t of x, let me call it as, then the idea will be clear, right? L of 5x, isn't it? L of 5x. So actually what it is doing is, it is translating some function, and which is that function? T of x is equal to x, means in other words it is the line y is equal to x. So somewhat like this is our line y is equal to x. Now what this translation map is doing, you can see that in each point of the function t of x is equal to x, we are adding 5, means this point, if we put x is equal to 0, what will be our y coordinate? If you put x is equal to 0, y coordinate will be 5. So 0 5 point will be somewhere here. So this is our t of x, or I'll say t rather, right? And this is nothing but what? It will be again a line parallel to what? This line y is equal to x, and this is nothing but our L5. So I hope you are getting my point. So therefore it is called as the translation map. It is translating one map, okay, by some fixed distance, and that distance is given by what? This x naught. So this is nothing but a translation map. Now we will go towards our main theorem, but before that I will just erase this. Yes, now let us go for the theorem. So see here, what is the theorem saying? Let V be a finite dimensional inner product space and f from V to V be an isometry. Then we have to show that, note what is given first of all. One finite dimensional inner product space is given and one isometry is given. Okay, so the theorem is saying, if we are having an isometry on a finite dimensional inner product space, then we can find a unique x naught belonging to what? V, the set on which isometry is defined. So we can find x naught belonging to V, in fact unique x naught belonging to V, and a unique orthogonal linear transformation T from V to V, such that this f, this isometry, can be written as composition of this unique orthogonal transformation and what? The translation map L of x naught that we have just now seen. So where this L of x naught is a translation map. So in short, in one line, if I have to tell this theorem, then I will say that isometry can be written as composition of translation map and a orthogonal linear transformation, where that orthogonal linear transformation is unique. Is that okay? And in fact x naught is also unique. So I can say that an isometry can be written as a composition of translation map, with what? The orthogonal linear transformation uniquely. This is the meaning. Okay, so first of all I will write down the given things. So I'll say let V be a finite dimensional inner product space and F be an isometry, right? Now what we have to show is we have to find unique x naught belonging to V, and again unique, both are unique. Note that we have to find unique x naught belonging to V and a unique OLT from V to V such that this F uh, is written as composition of this uh, translation map and what the orthogonal linear transformation. Okay, now see how I am going to prove it. So first of all, just focus on what we want. We want that F should be a composition of L of x naught with T. So if I try to solve the right hand side, I am talking about this. Okay, so what you are going to get, L of x naught composition T, याच्यावरती काहीतरी मी let us say I will operate some x, so this will be equal to what, L of x naught T of x, and which is equal to what, T of x plus x naught. I hope you got it. What is the translation map doing? See, what is the definition? L of x naught of x is nothing but x plus x naught, means in this x we are adding this fixed value, that is x naught. So same thing I have done here. In this T of x I am adding what, this fixed value x naught. So we got this, but what I want is, what should I get here? I should get f of x, actually that is my left hand side, right? So how can I get my f of x? So I should choose t in such a way that because I have to find t, right? There exists means what, I have to find x naught and I have to find this t satisfying this condition. So I can choose that t. So the question is what t of x I should choose, so I will get f of x. So answer is very much clear. So in order to cancel out this x naught, I should have minus x naught. Okay, and in order to bring f of x in picture, I should have f of x. So I will choose my t of x to be what, f of x minus x naught, and this plus x naught is as it is. So what will happen is this x naught and x naught will get cancelled out and we'll get f of x. That is what we want. So it is very much clear that how we are going to define our t. We are going to define our t as t from V to V as t of x is equal to f of x minus x naught. Now the next question is how to prove that this t is an orthogonal linear transformation. Okay, and the other question is what should be our x naught, isn't it? So the answer to this question is given by the previous theorem. So what is our previous theorem that we have discussed? Just we'll go back to it. Yes, so if V is a finite dimensional inner product space, so note in our theory example also whatever we are discussing now, that V is finite dimensional, so therefore this result can be applied. And if f is a function satisfying which condition, it fixes 0, that is f of 0 is equal to 0, and f is an isometry, then we can say that f is an orthogonal linear transformation. So in our theorem we have to prove T is an orthogonal linear transformation. Now in order to prove it, we are going to use this theorem. So if we want to show T is OLT, then what we should show? The first condition that T of 0 should be equal to 0, and the second thing is T should be an isometry. So if we show these two things, then we can easily say that T is an orthogonal linear transformation, right? Now let us come back. So this is our T of x, right? So my T of 0 should be 0, isn't it? So if I find T of 0, it will be f of 0 minus, f of 0 minus what, x naught, right? So the question is what value of f of 0 I should take so that I will get this to be 0. Naturally if I choose f of 0 is equal to x naught, then what I will get here, x naught minus x naught, which is equal to what, 0, and we'll get T of 0 is equal to 0. Okay, so what x naught I am going to choose here, I will say let x naught is equal to what, f of 0. Okay, so we have found out x naught belonging to V now. Naturally this x naught is from V because f is a function from V to V, right? So we have found out x naught. पहिल्यांदा आपण existence prove करूया आणि त्यानंतर uniqueness. So forget about uniqueness right now. So we got x naught now. Now we got orthogonal linear transformation also, satisfying which condition? this condition. Okay, then we will go for what? The uniqueness. I hope you got the idea of the proof now. So let us start it. So what I will say, first of all, I will say, first of all, let me erase it. So first of all, what I am going to say is, I will say let x naught is equal to f of 0. So first of all, we are going to prove existence. So I will start my proof with what? I will say let x naught is equal to f of 0. Now we have to define t. So I will say we define t from v to v as somewhat like this: t of x is equal to f of x minus x naught. Now clearly t of 0 will be equal to 0, right? So now it remains to prove that t is an isometry. Once we show that t is isometry, t will be an orthogonal linear transformation by last theorem. Okay. Now since we have defined this map, now there might be a question in your mind whether to show t is a well defined map or not. So it is obvious actually, t is well defined map. How? I'll say let x1 is equal to x2. Then one can say that f of x1 is equal to f of x2 because f is a function, so it should be well defined, right? So x1 is equal to x2 will imply f of x1 is equal to f of x2, and if we subtract x0 from both sides, then what we will get? This equation, and it is same as what? T of x1 is equal to t of x2. So it is clearly well defined map. So because our f is a function, so there is no need to show that t is well defined. So directly we will now show that t is an isometry. So just I will take it a bit down. So existence, so I said let x naught is equal to f of 0. Then I said we define a map in this way. Now we are going to show that t is an isometry. But what do you mean by isometry? Norm of t of x minus t of y is equal to norm of x minus y for all xy belonging to v. So that is what we have to show. So in order to show that, I will say let x comma y belongs to v be any elements, because t is a map from what? V to v. Okay, and what I am going to consider? I am going to consider norm of t of x minus t of y, which will be further equal to, what is my t of x? It is f of x minus x naught, minus what will be my t of y? It will be f of y minus x naught. Y naught lihu naka, remember it is a fixed value. So this is equal to norm of f of x minus x naught minus f of y plus what? X naught. So this x naught and x naught will get cancelled out. So this is norm of f of x minus f of y. But as we know, f is already a isometry. So this will be nothing but what? Norm of x minus y, and that is our RHS, and that is what we wanted to prove. Okay. So therefore we have shown t is isometry also. So therefore t is isometry, and also t of 0 is nothing but what? 0, right? Because what will be t of 0? F of 0 minus x naught, and what is f of 0? It is x naught. So therefore by last theorem we can say that t is a orthogonal linear transformation. So chalo, let us go a little bit down. So I said consider LHS, and we go solving. Yes, and therefore t is isometry. Also t of 0 is equal to 0. So therefore by last theorem, आता इथे क्वेश्चन मार्क दिलेला आहे, याचा अर्थ काय? परीक्षेमध्ये तुम्हाला तो स्टेट करायचा आहे. ओके, नोट आय विल राईट हिअर इफ यू वॉन्ट. ओके, यू हॅव टू स्टेट द थेरम in the exam. Okay, then we will go little bit down now. Yes, आता काय दाखवायचं राहिलं? We have shown t is an orthogonal linear transformation. So now it remains to show that this f is equal to what? L of x naught composition t. Note f is a function from v to v. Our L of x naught is also a function from v to v, and t is also a function from v to v. So therefore L of x naught composition t will also be a function from v to v. So note this. So both are functions from v to v. So we can show that they are equal. So in order to show that they are equal, what we are supposed to show, that is f of v is equal to what? L of x naught composition t of v for all v belonging to v. That is what we have to show. So I will start with RHS now, and we will move towards what? Our LHS. So I'll say consider RHS. So what is my RHS? L of x naught composition T of V, which is equal to L of x naught of T of V. But what will be L of x naught of T of V? Simply in T of V we are going to add what? X naught, since this is a translation map. What will be my T of V? My T of V will be f of V minus x naught, and this plus x naught as it is. So this will get cancelled out and we'll get f of V, and that is our the left hand side. Okay, so therefore we have also shown that this f can be written as a composition of this translation map and OLT. So that is what I have said here. So this we have to show. So I will start with RHS and I will proceed in this way, and we get f of V, that is our LHS, and therefore we have expressed f as a composition of this translation map and OLT. Now we are supposed to prove uniqueness. Now under uniqueness, note we are supposed to prove x naught is unique and that T is unique, satisfying which condition? L of x naught is equal to, satisfying which condition? F is equal to L of x naught composition T. Now note one thing, x naught is clearly unique, त्यामुळे x naught unique दाखवायची गरज नाहीये, because x naught is nothing but what? It is f of 0, means it is an image of some element under f, and we already know, since f is a function ची definition काय सांगते? Every element in the domain should have unique image in the codomain. So naturally this x naught is going to be unique. त्यामुळे x naught ला असं सेपरेटली काय करण्याची गरज नाहीये. आता आपण फक्त काय दाखवणार आहोत? आपला t युनिक आहे. त्यामुळे मी इथे काय म्हटले? This clearly this x naught is unique. आता in order to show this t is unique, okay, just a minute, काय दाखवायचं आहे? फक्त t is unique, t from V to V is unique such that this f is equal to what? L of x naught composition T. तर मी काय म्हणेल, suppose there exists T1 from V to V such that this f is equal to L of x naught composition T1. आणि आता मला दाखवायचं काय आहे? To show this t is equal to T1. म्हणजेच काय? That is, now both are functions from V to V, so T of V is equal to what? T1 of V for all V belonging to V. That is what I have to show. Now just observe this equation and this equation. So you can see the left hand sides are same f, so therefore right hand sides should be also same. Therefore I can say this L of x naught composition T will be equal to L of x naught composition T1. म्हणजेच याचा अर्थ काय? हे दोन फंक्शन्स इक्वल आहेत, म्हणून आपल्याला काय म्हणता येईल? L of x naught composition T of V will be equal to what? L of x naught composition T1 of V for all V belonging to V. Therefore this will be L of x naught of T of V will be equal to L of x naught of T1 of V. Therefore now what will be L of x naught of T of V? It will be T of V plus x naught, and on this side it will be T1 of V plus x naught. So this x naught and x naught will get cancelled out, and therefore T of V will equal to T1 of V for all V belonging to V. I hope that is what we wanted to prove, and therefore T will be equal to T1 and hence the uniqueness. That is what we wanted to prove. Now let us check what I have written over here. So clearly x naught is unique. So it remains to show that T is unique such that f is equal to L of x naught composition T. So I will say, suppose there is some T1 satisfying the same condition, that is f is equal to L of x naught composition T1. Then what should happen is T should be equal to T1, that is T of V should be equal to T1 of V for all V belonging to V. But as you know, the left hand sides are same, So therefore the right hand side should be same. So two functions are equal if this will happen, and this will be continued as I explained, and we will have t is equal to t1, and therefore t is unique such that f is equal to L of x naught composition t, and hence the uniqueness. Okay, so in this theorem what we have proved is every isometry on an inner product space can be written as composition of translation map and OLT uniquely. That is what we have shown. So there are some examples of isometries that we have already seen before. So what we can do is we can express that isometries as a composition of what? The translation map and the OLT. Okay, so if you want, you can try a few examples that we have already seen of isometries, and try to express that isometry as a composition of translation and OLT. If not, obviously we will go through some of examples on this theorem. So that's all for today. We'll stop here. Thank you.